Have you ever felt like some people test you? Not out of curiosity, but to see just how far they can push you? Ever noticed how certain individuals treat you with quiet contempt? Not because you deserve it, but because they've realized they can, without consequences? The harsh reality is this: those who fail to set boundaries eventually become the ground others walk on, and those who try to be endlessly understanding often find themselves trampled under the weight of others' disregard. But today, you'll learn how to place these people exactly where they belong, outside of your peace and far from your emotional command center. This isn't about outbursts or petty revenge. It's about calculated composure, about mastering strategic dominance through presence, not noise. It's about earning respect without ever raising your voice. So if you're tired of being the easy target, it's time to flip the script with stoic intelligence. Stay with me until the end, because the final insight will be the quiet knockout. The one that silences every attempt to diminish you. Like, share, subscribe. Now, let's get to the point. The world does not respect those who accept everything in silence. It rewards those who assert their presence. When you never say enough, you become open territory for subtle manipulation, emotional games, and disguised insults. Let's be clear. Silence can be wisdom, but silence rooted in fear becomes submission, and that invites disrespect. The first shift must happen in your posture, not in aggression, not in shouting, but in the quiet strength of your presence. Your posture speaks louder than words. It communicates, I know who I am, and I am not easily moved. That calm confidence, that steady gaze, it acts as an invisible shield against those who try to undermine you. Seneca once said, "It is a trait of a noble spirit to despise insults." But understand this: to despise an insult is not to accept it. It means to acknowledge the attempt and show, without emotion, that it holds no power over you. You don't need to react to every jab. You rise above them because that behavior does not belong at your level. And here's the paradox: when you stop trying to be liked, you start being respected. The more you chase validation, the more you dilute your value. Respect begins the moment you show the world that you'd rather walk alone than be surrounded by disrespect. That mindset unsettles those who rely on control. They're used to buying loyalty with crumbs of attention. So what does this look like in action? Saying no, calmly, without explanation. Meeting disrespect with a silent, knowing stare. Cutting ties with those who only take, never give. And above all, guarding your peace as not for sale. Anyone trying to buy your dignity with sarcasm, pressure, or games will walk away empty-handed, because the first person who must value you is you. That begins the moment you stop auditioning for approval. You are not here to be anyone's doormat. You're not fragile. You're not desperate. You're a foundation, unshakable and resolute. And those who try to provoke you, to draw a reaction, to pull you into chaos, will come to realize they're facing something far more powerful than noise. They're facing someone who cannot be moved, all with one goal in mind: to throw you off center. People like this don't want conversation. They want chaos. They crave a show. They want to watch you explode, lose your temper, spiral out of control. Because the moment you react on impulse, you give them exactly what they wanted: control. You hand them the power to disrupt your peace. And every time you take that bait, you confirm what they suspected: that your emotions are theirs to play with. Emotional reactivity is a manipulator's favorite fuel. And yet most people still haven't figured that out. They feel the need to defend, explain, justify, as if dignity lives in long explanations. But real power lives in the opposite direction. It lives in strategic silence, not avoidance, not fear, but composure so sharp it paralyzes. When you respond with silence, you don't appear passive. You project command, and control commands respect. You shift the entire dynamic without ever raising your voice. Epictetus said, "It's not things that disturb us, but our opinion about them." Translation: master your interpretation, and no one masters your emotions. That mastery begins with a choice. Do not respond to what doesn't deserve your energy, not because you're weak, but because you are far too centered to be dragged into small games by unstable minds. You know what happens when you don't react? The other person unravels. They expect outrage. They wait for a burst of anger, a defensive comeback. But instead, they're met with stillness, calm, nothing. And that silence, it unnerves them, because you can't control someone who doesn't flinch. So how do you apply this in practice? It's simple. Breathe deeply. Maintain eye contact without tension. Let silence do the heavy lifting. Strategic silence is not an action. It's a calculated response, a weapon cloaked in calm. It's the blade that cuts through manipulation without a single raised word. When you stop reacting, you start dominating, not through fear, but through psychological unpredictability. Because nothing is more powerful than someone who refuses to dance to the tune of emotional bait. Those who remain calm become untouchable, and those who are untouchable become quietly feared, not because they threaten, but because they don't bend, because they don't bleed for show, because they know coldness is a form of power. Cut off the emotional access of those who try to wound you. They don't throw punches, they throw words. They don't strike, they manipulate. And the more you give their words space in your mind, the more you begin to fade without even realizing it. The worst kind of prison has no bars. It's the one where someone else's voice occupies your thoughts all day. That's not overthinking. That's emotional surrender. And today, we put an end to that. Take your power back at the root. Withdraw your focus from them. Put it on you. Every time you obsess over what someone else thinks, says, or does, you're fighting on their battlefield. You're playing by their rules. But here's the Stoic truth. You don't master life by controlling others. You master it by mastering yourself. That mindset alone cuts off 80% of the world's influence on you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not external events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's not a quote to admire. That's a weapon to wield. Because when you master how you feel, you rob the manipulator of what they enjoy most, watching you suffer. So cut off the channel. Don't engage in conversations that drain you. Don't accept invitations to emotional traps. Don't keep close the people who speak in poison, disguised as advice. Learn to sense what weakens your spirit and neutralize it before it grows. If someone insists on pulling you in, be faster in letting them go. In practice, here's how you reclaim control. Did you sense a provocation? Respond with absence. Notice manipulation? Counter with indifference. Caught yourself getting emotionally drawn in? Withdraw before it opens a wound. It's better to appear cold now than to carry pain for years. Because whoever tries to hurt you is trying to live inside your mind. But your mind is sacred territory, and those who don't honor it do not get to stay. The root of emotional suffering is simple: letting others plant ideas in soil that was meant to grow strength. Today, you pull out those roots, and you build a mental gate. From this point on, only what strengthens you gets in. The rest, discarded. Silently. Completely. Don't tolerate abuse. Don't explain your boundaries. Impose them without apology. Because people do test limits. One comment, one joke, one small nudge, just to see how far they can go. But here's what they need to learn. Your silence isn't submission. It's the warning that their game just ended. When you pretend you don't care, you open the door for others to believe they can treat you any way they choose. And slowly, without realizing it, you become an accomplice in your own disrespect. That ends now, because respect isn't requested, it's enforced through presence, posture, and principle. If you don't make it clear from the beginning that your presence demands dignity, you'll be treated with casual indifference. People don't respect what's too flexible, too available, too forgiving. They test. And if you don't show resistance, you become open territory for emotional abuse, disguised as jokes and passive remarks. Seneca once said, "What is allowed is tolerated." And it needs to hit hard, because it's the truth. Every form of disrespect begins small. And if you don't set clear boundaries early, it escalates into a quiet war against your worth. You need to start communicating. Not just with your words, but with your energy, your body language, and your silence. This is not a space for abuse. This is a territory of respect. That doesn't mean being aggressive. It means being non-negotiable. It means interrupting those who try to interrupt you. It means calmly confronting veiled humiliation. It means drawing a line without lowering your gaze and without apologizing for defending your peace. That kind of presence speaks even when you're silent. It radiates a quiet warning. Be careful with me. This space has boundaries. In practice, be direct. If someone crosses the line, address it immediately. Look them in the eye. Say it clearly. That kind of comment isn't welcome. No sarcasm, no performance, just firmness, just truth. The longer you avoid taking that stand, the more you train others to keep pushing. You must become a quiet signal. Don't play with someone who knows where the line is drawn. Because respect is like territory. If you don't claim it, someone else will occupy it. And whoever occupies dominates. You either fill your space with presence, or you'll be overrun by those with louder voices and weaker character. Make your presence a sacred space, and guard it as such. There are moments when your most powerful response is complete indifference. Not because you lack the words, but because your silence speaks louder than any comeback. Strategic coldness is not cruelty. It's clarity. It disarms, disorients, and destabilizes any attempt at provocation. While others twist themselves to get a rise out of you, you remain unmoved. A wall untouched by wind. Most people lose the emotional battle because they overreact, because they try too hard to be understood, because they explain, justify, and defend, as if truth requires validation. But here's the reality. Those in control don't need to prove a thing. Strategic silence sends a clear message. You no longer have access. And that is the deepest cut to anyone who once fed off your reactions. Epictetus said, "If someone offends you, it is your opinion that offends you." Translation: if you don't internalize it, they lose. The calm look, the unshaken posture, the silence that fills the room. All of that says, you're not worth my energy. And that message hits harder than any argument. When you master this energy, you remove the stage. You take away the performance space. They're left with nothing to manipulate, because you've removed the one thing they needed, your reaction. This is how you win. Without raising your voice, without explaining yourself, without wasting time, just by being unreachable. Because real dominance isn't found in confrontation, it's found in composure. Train your body language. Breathe instead of reacting. Keep your gaze steady. Let the silence expand. It's your ally when they try to provoke you. When they expect an explosion, respond with stillness. Deliver a calm, cutting look. And let that speak volumes. Strategic coldness is not a lack of emotion. It's the height of emotional intelligence. It's knowing you don't need to shout to be heard, nor attack to be respected. It's the quiet strength of someone who knows. The greatest victories aren't in winning the argument, but in removing yourself from the battlefield altogether. Avoid unnecessary wars, because eventually you realize victory isn't about beating the other person. It's about being untouchable by them. Most people waste energy trying to prove worth, to be seen, to be right. But those who master themselves, they don't play that game. They rise above it. And when you rise above the war, no one can reach your peace. You don't need to return the attack. You just need to change the level and stop living at the same emotional altitude as those who want to bring you down. Anyone who tries to provoke you is still operating in the realm of emotional mediocrity. But you've outgrown that space. You don't belong there anymore. Your response shouldn't be an attack. It should be the complete withdrawal of the need to react. That's what dismantles them from the inside, because nothing cuts deeper than being ignored by someone you once hoped to control. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." And in that single line, there is devastating power. You don't get even. You get better. You evolve. You grow. You rise with balance and clarity. When you stop reacting, you make it clear. They no longer have access to your emotional world. And for those who feed off conflict, that is the deepest loss. In practice, this means cutting the cord of emotional dependency. It means training your mind so that insults lose meaning, so that noise stays noise. It means elevating your mindset to a place where the behavior of others no longer disturbs your inner peace. Your strength will not be in what you say, but in what you no longer let disturb you. Be the kind of person who does not bend under opinions, does not shrink in the face of glances, does not flinch at empty comments, and knows their worth so deeply that they no longer feel the need to prove it. Being unreachable is not arrogance, it's mastery. It's a quiet, internal code, and once you embody it, no one can shake you again. You don't need to be loud, you need to be armored, because those who are shielded intimidate without saying a word. They command respect and silence all emotional intrusions. Greatness is calm, even under pressure. And when you reach that level of stillness, your very presence becomes your defense. Nothing unsettles someone more than seeing you grow. Quietly, gracefully, relentlessly. You don't need anger. You don't need confrontation. True revenge is to become so evolved, so centered, that the existence of your critics becomes irrelevant. This is Stoic revenge. Silent, elegant, and final. While they waited for you to fall, you rose. While they tried to destabilize you, you stood firm. While they tried to dim your light, you became a beacon. Nothing frustrates someone who thrives on conflict more than the realization that every attempt failed, that they no longer matter. Seneca said, "The greatest revenge is not to resemble those who harmed you." And that's not just a philosophy, it's a strategy. Because in the end, what hurts your enemy most isn't what you say, it's who you've become. You've become untouchable, respected, focused, unshaken. While they remain trapped in the same cycle, you've outgrown the entire game. And when you evolve in silence, the message becomes crystal clear. They lost, not with a fight, but with your absence, with your lack of response, with your refusal to return to their level. That's the blow they never recover from, because there is no defense against someone who grows beyond reach. In practice, here's what you do. Study, refine your posture, sharpen your discipline, choose your company wisely, silence your impulses, and cultivate a powerful presence. Walk into every room with the quiet confidence of someone who doesn't need to prove anything. Let your calm, your composure, and your results speak louder than any defense. This is the kind of power that ends conversations before they begin. The kind of presence that earns respect without asking for it. You no longer need to beg for respect. You no longer need to justify your worth. All you need to do is wake up the power that's already within you. The power of discipline, clarity, and quiet evolution. From today forward, you are no longer the easy target. You are the final word. Stop negotiating your peace. Stop accepting emotional crumbs. Stop justifying what should never be justified. The respect you seek begins with the decision to no longer accept less. And that decision must be visible in your gaze, in your silence, in your calm detachment, in your refusal to entertain what no longer deserves your energy. When you change internally, the world has no choice but to adjust. And those who once tried to break you will be left watching your rise. From a distance, silent, powerless, and no longer relevant. You are never here to please. You are here to grow, to evolve, to lead, to inspire. And the most powerful response to anyone who tried to break you is to become so elevated that their presence no longer even registers. That's true superiority. Rise so high that not even their poison can reach you. If this message spoke to you, share it with someone who needs this clarity. Subscribe to the channel and check the pinned comment for exclusive content to help you continue evolving with intention. You're not walking this path alone, and every step you take with conviction from this moment forward will leave a quiet trail of respect in your wake. Remember, don't react, rise. Don't explain, embody. Don't shrink, stand tall. You're far more powerful than you've been led to believe. You didn't need fixing. You just needed to remember who you are.